Welcome to another open vault. I just caught the boys playing with some toys. We're gonna go take a look at that, and Josh is now gonna shoot me with Nerf darts. Hi, Josh. Okay, I got him.
Oh, I ran out.
You only have 24 drops.
Somehow we ended up 2 open vaults in a row having a Nerf war, but here we go.
You shoot as well as you did in the games today.
That's fair.
They're dangerous. It's like, forget resin eye protection. I've seen eye protection from all these weapons. Jeez, those darts are enormous. Oh,
Yeah.
They're pretty big, yeah.
That's a weight to it.
yeah, like, oh. Like, that is a solid. Your bolter?
Yeah. The Emperor protects.
Yeah, anyway. I don't know that last one, but.
It was up there. Why would you go into the corner?
Oh, there we go. Your beard does nothing. Ow. That's just, the only problem with cover is that the only place you get hit is your face.
True.
Like if you present a bigger tuck, oh, ow, shit. Did you come in with like a belt?
That's why Scar's gun with 40 shots is pretty good.
What?
You're so quiet. The suppressed one's not there. Okay. If you fire this one now, after the front, you'll feel how much weaker like the shell gun is they're very almost one of them is just the off-brand instead of Nerf.
And the off-brand is better, surprisingly.
Oh, we gotta like act it all out now?
What happened?
Alright, well now that that's done, do you want to show me what that is, Ricky?
Well, doesn't he want to save that for the memes?
We'll do both.
Okay, so...
These are the toys that you guys were playing with.
I like toys.
Before we went to war.
So, we're doing like a Cyberpunk train. And there's some cool LED doodads that come with it. So, we tried printing some in resin. We've tried FDM. FDM seems to work better. The tolerances are nicer. Super simple. It's just a little sled with a good old watch battery that goes in it. And then an LED just straps to the outside of the sled, or inside of the sled. Bing, bang, boom, light up signs. We got a HODL, a bar. Where's the resin? Oh, I broke it. It's broken. But you get the idea. Pretty cool. Bunch of other options. Psychics. Some weird sci-fi writing. Just in case you need some new eyes. Also, some more eye salesmen. Apparently, selling eyes is big in the future. Yeah.
Sick.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Cool beans. Hi, Mom.
Alright, we're downstairs for everyone's favorite segment, Luka time.
That's what I need battle for.
Hello.
Oh boy.
Hello.
Here we go. It's that time of the week again, everyone. Welcome. You caught me. I'm putting blood letters on bases. James printed me bases for the blood letters 14 weeks ago. So now I'm putting them onto their little bases. Nothing fancy. It's literally just like a little slot. Some of them actually are like, and coming off, it's like slot in there. Obviously, it's gonna lack a few of the basing, but whatever.
Because how long ago did they change from being 25s to 32s?
Probably like 2nd edition Sigmar, so like 6 to 7 years ago, if I had to guess. Yep.
And finally it was, because the game that we put up, so Luke and I playing AOS, and Luke was bummed about blood letters.
Because I couldn't summon them anymore.
And you were like, well, I just want to play,
I just want to try.
I want to try more demons, but
Yeah.
that's not a thing, so.
Yeah, so now I'm like, I've been meaning to rebase these guys for a while, so I need more.
Yeah, we were gonna get more printed, but yeah.
Need
So we
more.
got James to make us little base extenders,
Yeah.
and now we can finally use bloodletters. It only took us 6 years.
Yeah. Well, I never really played with bloodletters all that much before because I always played the mortals typically. But then I'm like, oh, somebody's gonna attempt bloodletters here, and then I'm like, oh, well, it doesn't matter if 10 bloodletters aren't based. They're just gonna stand on this objective over here anyways, not do much. But now I just want to play demons. I want bloodthirsters and bloodletters, and now I have to put them on the bases. Then I got to figure out what
This is
size
easy.
base this guy goes on. Yeah.
So these were, I remember during lockdown, because when you were filming with, was it filming with Taro at your place?
Yes.
So yeah, while you're doing that, I was rebasing most of the,
Popping bases.
like a lot of the armies, and I remember some of them were awful. And I got to the bloodletters, and I went to go get the first one, and they just broke at the ankles.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And then I tried a second one, and I'm like, nope, they're not getting rebased.
Yeah, these guys.
There's a solution in the future for this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the same thing with like skeleton ankles and stuff. Like these guys are just not gonna pop off their bases. You probably could with like a lot of like effort and focus, but there's other things to do. They're
Well,
they're like not really on their base. Like
a lot of them,
two tiny points
their
of
little
contact.
feet are like buried underneath.
Oh, that's
So you
that's
can't easily get the knife
Yeah.
in there to pop them off.
So a lot of the basing on these guys are like covering the actual plastic of the model. So it was like they were obviously glued to the base first, and then the base was textured afterwards with like rock and sand, which then just like further reinforces them on the base more. Whereas a lot of the time, like I like to like do the texture on the base first, and like little tiny dabs of glue on the points of contact. That way, if you ever need to pop them off,
I
they just come off super
can
easy.
a lot of my stuff to base, but I don't have dumb little feet like those.
Yeah.
Which
Like all the old world stuff now is like, I don't know why Steve did it that way, but it works. But the problem is that they pop off the bases periodically if you're like a little too rough with them. But you don't really touch those ones that much because they're on moving traits, I guess.
because Steve is Perturabo, he finds a solution.
Yeah.
He just
Well, because it's like it's a lot easier to like factory, what is it called, assembly line base. So you have like 150 bases you have to do. You just like spray them all, brush them all, dry brush them all, throw on texture and everything, and then glue the model on afterwards, as opposed to putting the model on it, then working around the model itself.
Yeah.
And then you put like little tiny dots of glue on there, just stick them on. If you ever need to pop them off, it's like next to no effort. But then again, they run the risk of popping off just randomly in your game. But it doesn't actually happen that much. Like maybe once every like few games.
see. I find because I've done the easier basing with like the conscripts,
Yeah.
and 1 in 10 will pop off, and I just fix that one.
Yeah. And
You know what I mean? Like then I do good basing on that one.
You know, I miss the little slots sometimes.
Slaughter bases.
Little slaughter
Slaughter bases were peak.
Well, they weren't bad back in the day. I don't know if like I found that no one did their bases before. I was like, you painted the model, you stuck them in this black base, and that was it. You didn't actually do anything with the base. It was not as common practice, but I'm talking over 10 years ago, like 15 years ago or something.
Yeah.
So you paint the model, slot them in the base, you pop them out of the base if you need to. That was it. But once you started people started basing the models, and then the slot would get covered in the basing material, and then the slot didn't really. I don't know why they stopped doing it.
Well, but it was easy to break the base off of.
Yeah,
But
it would've
when
been,
you
yeah.
needed to redo the entire army.
Exactly. I wonder why they stopped doing the slotted bases. I actually don't know. I didn't even realize. Like I remember buying some kits. Like, oh, they don't have the slot base. Sure, I'm sure they have a good reason for that. Then all of a sudden, the slotted bases were all gone. I don't miss them per se, but I realize we don't have them anymore.
I get nostalgic when I come across them.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to pop them in their bases. Like,
Yeah,
oh, that was so easy to
I
build.
remember this. Yeah, talking about other new stuff, we've got more Infinity stuff. So I think this is the stuff that you guys already had.
That's
So this is the stuff you guys already had. I haven't had the chance to jump in and play yet, but I really want to.
Yeah, Josh always liked Infinity.
I literally just traded away my Infinity stuff.
You did.
Like a month before I found out we were doing Infinity.
That's just your luck too.
And that's kind of funny. So yeah, so this is new. What? New Nomads?
Those are nomads. I don't really know much about Infinity. Those are nomads. Is that an old faction or is that a new faction?
Nomads have been around for a long time.
There we go, new
But I mean,
Nomads.
like, I don't know like what's new and not new. What is not new? I only know like some of the combined stuff. The crazy koalas are hilarious though.
Yeah, they got these like little tiny, little robot animal things. And then we have the new sand trap stuff. Yeah, so we got the new. I'm pretty sure these are new Pano models, and these are new JSA.
No, I think you're
models.
the other way. I think these are JSA.
I thought the weird ninja guys were the JSA. I only assumed because playing so much JSA again with Scary, he has ninja people.
Okay, so let's go. Well, no, because I think that these guys are more like the knights, right?
I don't know.
Let's look. Let's try
This
to
guy's
figure
got like a katana and the little version of a katana. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know. Wakizashi, maybe.
That sounds like it could be correct. Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Then I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you're not crazy.
Yeah, so we got Pano guys and new Pano guys. Look, we got like I think it's called these like the basic guys. We have like a Banshee. Pretty sure she's a Banshee, and that's all I remember. I don't remember the rest of the names.
That's all that's remembered for this.
Yeah, but like this is a cool model. This is a Yama. Well, it's supposed to be a civilian. He doesn't look like a civilian. He's for the mission, which we were set up and ready to play, but other things happened. So this is for we were preparing for next week really. So this is what you get out of the starter
So
box.
the Banshee is the jump one.
Yeah, she's the one with the jump packs.
Yeah.
I think she's the new model. Maybe not. I don't know. But this
I don't know the line well enough. Yeah.
everything you get out of it. We have the new two new factions for it, and then the new Sandtrap box comes with all of this. The little paper playmat.
Your little roll-up mat.
And then all the terrain that you need to play the I think there's 3 or 4 missions in there. Just to, like, as you get into Infinity, obviously you're not going to play like the standardized like full version of the game. I think they recommend playing 150 point games.
Yeah, it's like jumping into it.
Yeah, exactly. And then they give you examples on how you expand your force in the back of the book. Standard like starter set stuff, right?
Yeah, we just got this stuff back in, so
Yeah.
because you've spent the day tidying.
Yeah, well, we set this up. We started getting ready to play, just reading through the rules there, realizing, okay, just like starter box mission, that's okay. It's not going to take us too much to get into it. We'll worry about that next week, and then we just started tidying everything up. That's why I'm currently doing this. Naturally, I was cleaning everything out in the hallway, so why wouldn't I just rebase the entire Bloodletter collection that I had in my studio? Because that's organizing the hallway.
Well, I mean, it is in a roundabout way because we were going to lose the basic standards eventually.
Yeah.
So every couple months, it's going through and like ripping everything off the shelf for like terrain and all that.
Yeah. Oh, you should see the room right next to us is like.
Oh, the room. Oh,
it's
yeah.
full of crap that I got to throw out or move in the back. I got to move it to the back, and then throw crap out in the back. It's not crap. It's just stuff we don't use.
Well, it's rotating stuff into the scary dungeon because we aren't going to use it
I'm
anytime
gonna
soon.
put all the Necron terrain back there because I only use that when we play with Necrons, so it doesn't need like 4 shelves of stuff.
That's
out
fair.
there. Yeah.
That's fair.
But it's not going to be thrown out because I like it quite a bit, and it's still relatively all well together still. It matches some of our boards. But again, it only really gets brought out once every couple months, so it doesn't need to be in like the main storage area.
Yeah, that's going to be the stuff that's easier for us to grab.
We bought this building for more storage, and it like immediately failed. Only because we had
Well,
too
no,
much stuff.
we filled it up full of.
We filled it up like,
full of stuff, but they're
Well, because we just rapidly expanded all of our collections, and then now we want to rapidly expand all of our terrain collections again, but with 3D printed product that we make available or that other companies.
Yeah, we're getting our own
us.
custom stuff done, which is nice.
So that means all of the other stuff that we've collected over the years that we've had custom built and the stuff we don't use is going somewhere else. I don't know where though.
And then I don't know. Did you already peek into the other room over there? I guess there's like spoiler stuff over there.
Yeah, I won't go peek in, but you can tell them what you were.
Yeah, so we figured out after the fact that having 2 people in like management positions trying to film a narrative campaign is difficult. I had it scheduled out, and then we kept having stuff pop up for both of us on different days. So we just filmed the next episode for the last 100. So that shouldn't be too long before you guys start to see that coming out. But yeah, I guess don't show off because then you'll see who died.
Yeah, I won't.
But yeah, so we've got that kind of rolling now. And then scheduled up for next week, we've got a big Apocalypse game happening.
Okay, so we've done so many Apocalypse games.
There's been many Apocalypse games, and now we have to get them edited and going out. But I think you started working on the first one.
Yeah, so we got the Heresy one in in post now, I guess.
Yep. So it's being edited.
Yeah.
So that should be not too much longer if that goes out. We've got a fun 40K Royal Rumble that we got to do the audio for still.
Yeah.
But we'll get that done next week, easy. And then there's a cart full of AOS characters sitting out in the hallway for a reason too.
Same idea as the
we've got
40K one, yeah.
Something going on for that.
I think it moved. I think it's back. It's back in your studio, and I don't want to go in there.
Back in my studio.
Actually,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the studio, yeah.
But yeah, it's been a lot of filming for things that are going to take a while to come out.
Just
So-
like fun different content, more than your standard battle reports. Just like different ways to enjoy the hobby.
A lot of that. So like I scheduled it very aggressively for a filming schedule.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like a little bit of breathing room. We can go back to like filling in the gaps of other stuff that we haven't been able to keep up with, and yeah, other kind of fun stuff.
Yeah. I'd say.
It's exhausting.
Well,
In a good way,
The
but
apocalypse games are.
the apocalypse
for
games are a
sure.
bit much.
I got a break this week though. It was nice to not play an apocalypse game this week. Just have to do it next week. But then there won't be one probably.
You're
until the
probably
new year.
filming it.
Yeah, that's actually not bad because I don't have to actually play it.
Yeah,
Filming
you're not-
and playing an apocalypse game is no. I do not want to do that anymore. But that's okay because Scary was there willing to roll all the dice and move the models
Yep.
for me. Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings one, are you playing in that or are you just filming it?
I was gonna play one character.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna play Prince Imrahil.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I'm just gonna run around with Prince Imrahil. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's actually soon too. I guess that's technically. It's not like it's a big game, but it doesn't feel like
It's gonna be big for Lord of the
exhausting.
Rings, right?
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys using War of the Ring rules or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
no.
this will be it will be a big game.
Yeah.
Do we
For
do
sure.
we have a sense of how many Moomox?
6.
Should be about 6.
6. Yeah. The scenario calls for 3. The movie has 20. Ugh. But to get 20 Moomox would be a little bit. You'd have to like obviously scale out all the good factions to meet up with the 20 Moomox as well. That would never happen. Like we're talking like actually close to 1,000 riders of Rohan probably. Not
Yeah.
maybe 1,000, but like a few hundred.
Well, because how many was? Well, yeah. Because what was the charge? 6,000.
It was like 6,000 or 5,000 or 6,000. I can't remember. It's thousands of them for sure.
Yeah, which okay, that's a bit different.
Yeah.
But we also the Apocalypse games are taking a couple days to film, which makes sense.
There's probably more than 20 in the movie. There's 20 were in the shot. There's that that one scene where like you hear the horn and all the Moomox are like sent in. There's like 20 on that one shot. There's probably more than 20 in the actual battle.
20 might be the right number though. I don't know. That feels like it's a lot of Moomox to bring.
It's a cool friggin' horn too. I can picture the sound of it right now. The Harad horn.
Well, and the dude, the one who's I don't know driving the Moomox for
Yeah.
lack of a better term.
Yeah.
I think he gets like 6 seconds of screen time, but he does a lot with those 6 seconds.
I'll never forget what that guy.
Oh, yeah,
he does
that's
a
crazy.
lot
Yeah,
with those 6
yeah,
seconds.
yeah.
Yeah. He's got the
He kills it.
eyes.
He
He's got the
absolutely
horrible.
kills it.
I'll never forget him. He gets killed by Aelmir. He gets thrown speared.
Yeah.
He's gets 2 great scenes.
But all his like
Yeah.
the satisfying noise when the Moomox like goes through with the chain and all that.
He never. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
it's
God.
fantastic.
Oh.
So, but the Apocalypse games we've been doing are usually taking 2.5-3 days to film. But the Lord of the Rings one we're trying to get done in on
One
one
day.
afternoon.
One full day, right? Because it's all gonna be set up the day before, hopefully, in the afternoon, and then the goal is everyone's gonna show
But
up
we're filming on the weekend, right?
Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday. Okay.
Yeah. So the goal is everyone's gonna show up at like 9:30. We're gonna organize all the models off to the sides, make sure everything's kind of accounted for, and if not, we'll readjust where we need to. Get them on the table, start playing, and
Yeah, I was gonna
hopefully
say
finish,
yeah, because you're not setting up before, because the day before that is finishing the 40K Apocalypse we just talked
Well,
about.
the goal is to scrap that, finish that because they gotta leave in the afternoon. So
Yes.
finish it in the morning, scrap that whole table, then immediately
And
set
get the
up.
table set up, but
Yeah,
not the minis. Okay.
Yeah, not because minis won't be here until the next day, so
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
it's gonna be a heck of a
Ooh.
game.
Well, that all sounds very exciting.
We'll see. We'll see. Like I was during the planning of it all, I was very excited. Now that it's a week away, effectively like a week and some change, now I'm getting nervous because now I got to work and make sure it all happens and like hopefully no one cancels, right? Because like everyone's very critical. Because I had to reach out to the community because it's a rather large game, and our Lord of the Rings collection isn't small, but it doesn't account for 6
and
bucks.
Because you're really the only staff member that plays.
Yeah.
Currently.
And it's just
Currently.
currently.
Well, are you gonna get Lord of the Rings?
Maybe.
Okay.
Well, the
I'm-
new edition's soon too, and that's always a great excuse just to like rope people into the game
Yeah.
here and there. Plus, we have a large collection, so no one actually has to buy their own stuff, so they can just kind of play the stuff back there.
You've managed to rope everyone into MCP here, so now we got to rope
I
everyone
have,
into Lord of the
yeah.
Rings.
Yeah, there's a very small audience of people watching the videos, but I'm doing great getting people to play. Because I think right now on staff, so I play obviously. Luka's got a team. that
Only to
he's-
make people not bother me anymore.
I think he's not bothering you anymore.
When are you gonna get MCP? When are you gonna get MCP?
I'm pretty sure I was talking to the other guys with MCP, and you're like, I still want to play.
I'm probably like not gonna get too many games in realistically, but I got a team of 10.
Probably
Spider-Boys.
not on camera. But yeah, so then let me think. It's pretty much all the Forge guys except for Ricky.
Yeah.
Aaron's playing now as well. So yeah, there's good like half dozen people. So I didn't have enough people to play against around here, so I just talked about it long enough until everybody else was like, oh, I guess we'll play.
It's not a bad game though. So
It's a great game.
It's
It
got
sets
a lot
up quick and it plays quick, which is
and it has a lot of flair.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of zany things they can't really predict.
It's flashy. We talked
Yeah.
about flashy games in a post game a while ago, and it definitely is flashy.
Yeah.
So
That's all I really care about. Is the game flashy? Yes or no? That's it. Okay, this is what I mean by that. If that doesn't come out clear, it's like, say
you're not mic'd. Why are you all the way?
Oh yeah. Sorry. You have you and your buddy getting into a game, right? You buy your starter box, and then you expand upon it to get like a full list, and then that should be all you ever need to play 100 games with your buddy. And then every game should be different, right? You could probably play like the same affiliation against each other in MCP with different missions and play 100 games, and they're all going to feel different because the game is flashy, right? And it accounts for that. Like, I don't know, I like to rag on 40k and Sigmar, but that isn't always the case in those games because like the missions are very formulaic, the way you build your list are very, and the way you play the game is very formulaic. So you can play 100 games, and a lot of those games are going to feel damn near identical.
Because a lot of it's mass dice rolls.
Yeah, which
With re-rolls everywhere.
which averages out to what you'd expect, right? So if I'm attacking with 20 bloodletters could have 40 to 60 attacks. So if I'm gonna hit on 3s, you better believe I'm gonna have 40 hits.
Yeah,
There's just no room for error there. There might be a degree of like 2 or 3.
yeah.
in
There's
that,
not going to be a ton of variation
Yeah.
though. But meanwhile, like I remember when we were doing bolt action,
Yeah.
and I had my little anti-tank gun, and you had your Stug, and you're like, what do you mean it's one die?
One die.
Well, the one die can kill me. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm like, but here's the series of dice rolls that need to happen. You're like,
Yeah.
oh wait, that's never going to happen.
That was me and my, because like 9th edition had just come out for 40k, and I loved how structured it was at first, and I quickly realized, not quickly, it took me like pretty much towards the end of the edition to realize I didn't want that at all. Like because it was nice because we had played so many, like 2 decades of like completely random all over the place gaming, which turns out I actually loved fundamentally, because once they got rid of that stuff, I just craved it more and more. So you have like modern 40k and modern Sigmar. If those are the only games you've ever experienced and you're a new wargamer, it's gonna feel very random and like out of place, and like, oh, you can't like predict what's gonna happen. I bid you play literally any other game, and you'll feel like you have next to no control over what's going on. That's what I like. I like rolling a couple dice for a big effect. Lord of the Rings, Sauron is a 350 point character, 400 point character. He
In a
rolls
game that's how many points when you play?
750.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
anywhere between, but usually 750 is like what I found is most people play that. But he throws 4 dice to attack with, and that is it.
And it's a huge amount of
Yeah.
dice for that,
Yeah.
though.
That's big. That's a lot of dice. So but hey, he gets beat by someone who rolls a 6, and if he does, what's the odds of rolling a 6 on 4 dice? Not 100%.
Yep.
Yep. Stuff like that. Like Sauron could lose to a goblin.
Good.
It happens.
Yep.
Yep. That's
The
not
chances are low, but
But they're not that low. But they're not that low when you're comparing 1 die to 4 die. Obviously, the 1 die has a 1 in 6 chance. The 4 dice have, I don't know what the odds. It's like over 50%. But
chances are the goblin has friends, though.
well, if he had an equivalent amount of points of friends, yeah, Sauron's in a bad way.
Here's 100 goblins. Go.
It's like they're 5 points a model.
5
That's
points,
350. So yeah, it's a lot of goblins. It's like 70 something goblins. It would take Sauron forever to kill that many goblins.
Yeah, you just wouldn't. You can't.
Yeah, but he might be able to beat them over a long. He would probably beat them over the. No, maybe not. There'd be so many rolls he'd eventually whiff somewhere.
That's gonna be.
Yeah.
So again, this is gonna be another video that we do.
Yeah, he does cause terror, so the goblins can't really charge him that well. But that's.
We'll do the Lord of the Rings video of what models can beat 100 goblins
How long do they have?
until we're done rolling.
Yeah. Essentially, long story short, I just like it when you're throwing fewer dice for bigger impacts. Like a die roll here or there kind of dictates the pacing of the game. I mean, Sigmar has a priority roll, which is a big
There's probably,
example.
but there's still, it doesn't have the same alternate activation that some of the
Yeah,
other games we're talking about have.
Yeah. Essentially, long story short, MCP, you throw little dice for big effect, and lots of random things can happen because you might never have an interaction come up. You might play one game against someone who runs a hero that you have never seen and probably never will see again, maybe, and he's got this crazy weird interaction with your random hero that you'll just never see again. But it was really cool because you got to experience that at one time.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
just the way that the mission building and the list
Yeah.
building works and all that, when you actually go to play, like you said, there's going to be a ton of variety every time you play, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, last time James and I played, Scarlet Witch was there for, 10 seconds.
If that, yeah.
She got to throw one attack, and then Gamora just killed her. the chance of that happening again, probably not great. Especially, I think you learned your lesson about.
Yeah, I'm not bringing Scarlet Witch against Gamora anymore.
Well, no, just don't have her lined up against the long move, crazy like best assassin in the game.
Oh.
No, I guess best. What was it? Deadliest woman in the galaxy or something? I can't remember what the rules called.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Deadliest woman in the galaxy. That's a hell of a title.
It's a great title. Yeah, so it is fun and just how quickly it plays. And then, I don't know, it feels like we're going through a weird renaissance.
Yeah.
Because when I started MiniWarGaming, I got hired on, because I was the one that played the most different systems.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to be filling in for people when they were sick or if the guests canceled. So I showed up and I was supposed to play 40K, 30K, AOS, Fantasy, X-Wing Armada, War Machine Hordes.
Infinity. Maybe.
Infinity.
Yeah.
I think by that point they had kind of tapered off Infinity, but I did have Infinity and could play it. And there was probably like one or two other systems I'm forgetting.
Mm.
And then like it made sense that over the years we kind of narrowed down and focused on certain systems, but now we're playing a bunch of different ones again, which is
It's nice.
super exciting.
Super nice. I missed it very much so because then, like, again, it helps me appreciate like 40K and Sigmar again because now I only crave playing 40K and Sigmar again because before we were playing it 3 or 4 times a week each game.
Right, and
Yeah.
the good things about 40K and Sigmar get lost in the sauce a little bit.
Absolutely.
So it's when you're playing other games and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is cool. I'm having a lot of fun, but I do miss this about 40K or AOS or other.
Yeah. Sigmar, like I so desperately want to play a Khorne themed Bloodletter list. Just Bloodletter list. I just want to play it so bad, but I need a Sigmar game to do that. However, if I was to play Lord of the Rings 4 or 5 times a week, I'd also probably get pretty burnt out of that.
Well,
really
for
fast.
anything when you're playing at a time.
MCP, anything like right. Like as much as they have a lot of flair and everything, anything that often is going to get a little exhausted. So right now I'm like on the recovery of Sigmar and 40K where I want to play them again a lot, but I'm still really appreciating the variety I have in the other games. Thank goodness it's all working out that way.
You get your vampires down here too for Blood Bowl?
That I just put them in the back.
You just put them
earlier,
back,
yeah.
yeah, okay. So we got Blood Bowl. The Blood Bowl teams are all back now too, so we can get Blood Bowl showing up again.
Whenever it works. I know James is not this James, but other James that I guess we had last week, who we did that 40K Apocalypse game, which you'll see.
Will come
later.
out in a couple weeks.
Yeah. He really wants to come back with his buddies to play a very large Blood Bowl campaign, or league, technically, is what they're called.
Yeah, I think we got to get through the one just amongst
Yeah.
the staff to work out the kinks of how we're going to do it. But then I'd love to do, because we still have the overnight rooms, so the gaming hall's no more, but we still have the overnight rooms. And part of the gaming hall is being used to film these Apocalypse games and stuff like that. But I'd love to get to the point that, yeah, we do like 4 staff and we invite 12 guests in because we got room for that many.
Yeah.
And just do like a 16-person like proper like tournament.
Just play for like 2 weeks straight, a week straight maybe.
Just a week straight. We can get
You could probably get, that's a lot of friggin' Blood Bowl. Oh my gosh.
Right though? Like, that's good.
Yeah, that's a lot of Blood Bowl.
But we need to get...
Do like a double round robin single elimination tournament, or maybe a single round robin, just because 12 teams is insane. 16
we
people
do
in
16,
total.
yeah.
Yeah, 1 round robin.
Yeah, exactly.
Just 1 round robin, and then the elimination bracket probably.
Yeah, proper tournament.
Yeah, but not every game will be recorded. That's okay, but you get the highlights of those games.
Well,
going.
because our games would be the ones that are
Yeah,
recorded.
exactly.
And then,
Blood Bowl's so
hopefully we
good.
don't invite anybody that's too good, because then you... Well, I guess no, because then, yeah, we could... Once we get knocked out, we can just record other people's games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. My favorite opponent out of anyone was Corey. Corey, if you're watching this, you're one of the best Blood Bowl opponents I've had. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. You play against, like a guest comes in, so I'd like to play Blood Bowl, and you can kind of gauge, like, their skill level when you're playing. And then Corey, we're playing, like, oh, he knows what he's doing.
Corey knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, no.
Did you beat him, though, or no?
I should have won. I lost on a technicality because he dodged out with, I'll never forget it, his Dwarf Slayer, and he claimed he made his dodge roll, but his agility was 1 lower than it would have been. And then he failed it. He tripped, would have been a turnover, and I had no need to rush to get to the end zone. It was a free move in for the win. We were playing Blitz Bowl though, so it's like it's easy to make mistakes. It's like we only have 1 minute turns.
See, that's the thing is,
Time to 1 minute turns is very stressful.
I haven't played a ton of Blood Bowl, and like I'm pretty rusty for it, but I would crave to play against Corey.
Yeah.
Just because every time he comes in, because he's a really skilled AOS player.
Yeah.
I'm not. But every time he comes in, I beat him with subpar armies.
Oh.
He comes in with these really well constructed whatevers, and I'm like, no. Like, I threw a bunch of idiots together this morning. Let's go.
What happened the last time me and Corey played, we had another controversial one. Not like any animosity between us, but we were playing a narrative game for the Age of Sigmar map. He was playing Ogres, I was playing Chaos, and we were trying to resolve a large battle that was on the campaign map. And I was winning pretty handedly, and then I won the priority roll, but it was like just slightly cocked a little bit. Like it was one of those where like we didn't toggle cocked dice in the beginning. It was essentially like landing on a coin, resting on a coin. And I'm like, you know what? I'll re-roll it. It's now flat on the table. I lost the roll-off, and then he proceeded to gain the initiative and work in a win. So it turned out to be an excellent game afterwards. But I was like, man, I would have won. I was like, I would have won, though, if I just kept the priority roll. Yep. But that's okay. But I won't forget it.
I'm trying to think if there's other, like, because obviously there's a ton of fun stuff going on, but I think that's, like, the Coles notes for mostly everything that's happening before Christmas. That's like
we got a lot of stuff going on too, which is nice. Yeah, a lot of campaigns in the works, and so far what we have set up too. No promises to anyone, but if you're coming by with a big group of people, we're making cool things happen. So consider stopping by.
Yeah, so what I'm doing the scheduling. So now like the scheduling for guests, it's a lot. Well, it's tougher to get in, but usually the people that are getting in now, it's more of an extended period of time with much more specific goals other than like let's throw down a couple games.
Yeah, instead of like just your standard match play games, we're trying to set up like apocalypse games or big 2v2 games or like big team games or like spectacles.
Yeah. So because before, you know, I mean, the people that it was easiest to get in is if you were showing up for a single day. Because I'm like, yes, I can find space in the schedule for a single day to have you come in and film a whatever game.
Yeah, we still do that.
And now it's the other way where we're scheduling where I'm like, no, I need these big blocks for people coming in to do apocalypse games and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. Exactly. It's exciting, so I'm curious. I'm really curious to see what the approval of the apocalypse games are, because I would like to do more of them.
I think we're gonna do more, but we gotta come up with we gotta come up with a formula, and the only way to come up with a formula is to do what we think makes sense, and then like edit it, put it out, and see what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah. It's kind of like we have so many models that they're just sitting there on the shelf, and not really getting much use. We trying to find any excuse to use them for just fun videos, and you guys can kind of see our collection. And like we played, there's like a 40,000 point game of 40K, all Eldar, like 40,000 points of Eldar. Just sitting back there collecting dust.
Not doing anything.
Not doing anything.
Well,
like, let's get them on the table. Let's go put them upstairs. Let's play a game.
Because I jumped into supplement, and I'm like, I'm just gonna bring my, like, I don't want to move infantry, so I'm just gonna bring my knights.
You brought
and
like
my
a huge
warhound.
banner of knights and a warhound.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I've got like. Because that was like 7,000 something points just kicking around. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
When are you going to get to play with 7,000 points of knights again, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I've got so much more on the shelf for my 40K armies. Yeah. I'm like, oh, geez, I never really thought about how many points in 40K armies I have, but it's a lot.
Yeah. They're just sometimes just cool to collect them. And you get an idea, and you're like, oh, I got nothing else going on. I could probably follow through with that idea. Then, that's one more unit you have now.
Well, I think it's more of the capability of like, oh, if we want to do these big, spectacle kind of games, like, oh, I could put a good chunk of my collection out and hit those big numbers pretty easy.
Yeah. Like we did a huge heresy game. I really wanted to do another big hit. That one was especially fun too, because heresy is just so full of like zany things going on. Yeah. Fun fact, that 40K freaking apocalypse game, probably like around 50-ish vehicles on the table, 2 explosions.
Yep.
One very important.
No spoilers.
One very important explosion, though.
Especially because I think Matt's Apocalypse that we haven't filmed yet is going to go up before that one goes
Really?
up. There's a good chance of it because he wants to. It's time sensitive because it's
the
big
narrative one.
thing.
That's right. Yeah. True. Okay. Fair. I mean, that's going to be fun too.
Should be.
I'm going to be playing Necrons, or I'm helping with it. No, I'm just recording. But I'm there for the Necrons. It's a weird.
Yeah, you're there for moral support. Just
yeah. Let's go. See, you know what I like? Necrons and Apocalypse scale, way up. Necrons and Necrons. The more points you give Necrons, the exponentially stronger they typically get, just because there's so much reanimating all over the place, and there's so many like little synergistic rules. Yeah.
It's miserable to play against them at 2,000 points because of how long it takes to do everything.
Yeah.
No.
It could be a lot.
I hate robots.
Yeah. I love those guys, little stupid robots so damn much. Again, it reminds me, I want Games Workshop to release I guess Heresy could do it, but I want like a Xeno supplement for it. I want them to come up with like immediate legacy rules for Xeno's armies. Not legacy rules, just rules for Xeno's armies, I guess.
Well, okay, so yeah, I think we talked about that.
Like Great Crusade era gaming, essentially.
Yeah,
Like Great
yeah.
Crusade
For
costs
28 millimeter, 30K is what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
30K specifically. Yeah.
I
Come up with
would-
a Great Crusade supplement. There you go. That'd be awesome.
I don't know, maybe a different take. I'd rather Games Workshop doesn't do it, and the community just doesn't.
Yeah, it's fair too, but it's a lot easier to get behind the weight of like a Games Workshop released product, right?
Nah.
Well, I could just take the 5th edition Necron Codex and play it, and then that would probably be about the same.
Well,
idea.
would you'd have to give them a unique reaction and all that, and you'd have to. No, it's not as plug and play as it was before.
I guess you'd have to give them. They don't have to have a reaction.
You just not give them a reaction, sure.
Yeah, it's as easy as that. Yeah. I don't know. Because I was talking with a couple of individuals who wrote fan-made rules for Necrons for the Heresy, but all it was a combination of the 7th and 8th edition, the 7th edition Codex and the 5th edition Codex, combining the two of them together. Like, fixing the things that didn't work in the one, fixing the things that didn't work in the other, not putting in the really overpowered things that no one really wants to see again, like Mind Shackle Scarabs and stuff like that. I just missed knocking my models over, rolling to stand them back up.
Yeah, we'll be back.
After your leadership check,
Yep.
and then everything that doesn't stand back up, guess where that goes? Right back in the box because you don't see it again.
That was
as opposed
not
to-
bad. Would you rather, if you got to pick between the two options right now, for Heresy era gaming, would you rather them do the Xenos in 28 millimeter scale or 8 millimeter scale?
Oh, for Imperialis?
Yeah.
I think I'd rather going forward play the 8mm scale game, but I just like that scale in general better.
Yep.
Yeah. But then the rules aren't as like nitty gritty because I do
It
like
kind of could be.
Well, I
Think
like.
of all the big constructs and stuff.
Well, I want the little fighty like overlord guy, but that's not going to be a thing really. I want.
Oh yeah, the individual, the one individual.
Yeah, the
character.
one. I'm not gonna. He's not gonna matter in that big of a scale game. There'd be no reasons. Like you can upgrade him to do all. He's as strong as a knight in combat now. Like that's not gonna happen. You have to run a knight for that. I don't know. The 8mm scale gaming is probably a little bit more preferable overall, if I had to guess. Because every time I play the Heresy, I always just catch myself trying to play bigger and bigger games of it, and it gets a little unwieldy. Still functions, but like, why not just go play Imperialis? You're like,
It's a different vibe.
yeah, it's just a different. It just plays a lot quicker, and you get all the fun toys and everything. But there's something about, but it misses and it lacks the little tiny upgrades, and something about that I love so much.
It is
Yeah.
nice. The game's starting to get more stuff in it. There's something very satisfying about having like my Warhammer pack of 3 Warhams go out all together
Yeah.
and function like they do in the novels,
Yeah.
as opposed to my full size one where I'm like I don't want to move him because he breaks.
He breaks, yeah, I know, that's true. And like even if you weren't too worried about putting him on the table and playing with him, he's not gonna emulate what he does in the novel super well on like a 6x4 like parking lot table. Yeah. It'd make more sense if he came in from reserves like behind the enemy lines or something, but more valuable just plopping him down, shooting his big guns all game. That's the problem with trying to make a game that covers anywhere between like a basic human to like titans and making rules that cover all elements of it. Now Heresy doesn't do a bad job.
Heresy
of it.
does it better than 40K does.
Way better. way better. I think the previous edition did it a little bit better than that,
Agreed.
but I would have changed some of how D worked probably. Yeah,
There was just a couple rules that they needed
Yeah.
to get rid of, and
Yep.
the way that Strength D worked was one of them.
I would have liked super heavies to have a vehicle damage table, but not like an all or nothing one, like micro damages. Like a penetrating hit can kind of hurt like a weapon system or something, but it was all or nothing with the super heavies.
Yeah.
They either blew up more or took no damage at all because they ignored all the effects. So like work on things like that. That's all you really need. Because it always bothers me. Sigmar does it. Sigmar's really bad for it, where you don't really get the effect of damaging something until it's completely dead, and I hate that. I like say when you you're fighting like a vehicle in like Star Wars Legion, random game comes to mind, but like when you damage it, like you do some damage to it, you have a chance to like hurt one of its systems, and so like you might not kill that vehicle because of circumstance later on in the game, but like you felt good that you at least like, oh, I crippled this mobility, or that one gun's not working anymore, so you felt like you got something out of it. So in like modern Sigmar 40K, it's just like, yeah, you're -1 to hit, or you have 1 less attack with that one weapon, but that's not really.
It's straightforward. It's formulaic.
Straightforward.
Yeah. You're just getting old.
Yeah, I like to see like I shot you with my gun. What did I hit? Oh, I hit your leg. That's kind of cool. Oh, now you're immobilized, or you're a third less movement or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Anyways, I'm always excited for like I'm sure that we'll get a new edition of the Heresy in the horizon, and see what it changes up. Hopefully, not much, I guess, because I kind of like how it is. But
There's again some key tweaks I'd like them to make.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd like to just to relook at the legions again a little bit, update a few things that are weird. Maybe Brutal 3 isn't needed on certain elements of the game. Maybe you could change up how reactions work, and I would like a more comprehensive vehicle damage table.
Be nice.
Please God, get rid of the monsters creature rules on Dreadnought. I hate monsters creature rules so much. I hate them. They're so bad. No imagination. It's nothing. It's like you have 7 or 8 wounds. I deal 7 wounds to you. You're good, brother. You're full fighting capacity. You're just as strong as you were at your full health. Feels really bad if you don't. It's like you either one-shot it or you don't attack it at all. Right? Well, not one-shot it, but like, try and take it down right away.
Sure.
Yeah. There's no point in shooting, like, why did you shoot one las cannon at it? Well, before, you might have blew it up, might have immobilized it, might have destroyed one of its weapons. Now, you just do 1 damage. Is that 1 damage really worth it? No, you go put it at the vehicle, that could blow up or damage him, or hit his tracks, or hit its turret. Like, why are they different? They don't need to be different. Whoever wrote Monsters Creature Rules back 20 years ago at Games Workshop, I hate you. I hate you, and you got that on record.
Speaking from experience, you can't do that.
I know.
Now people are gonna start to pretend to be you and say mean things about you on the internet.
Oh, fair.
You can't insult James Workshop. There could be no discourse.
There's no good. Monsters Creature Rules are so bad.
But then they were always kind of a thing. Like, when did Carnifexes exist? 3rd?
They for sure had them in 3rd. That was
Yeah.
when I started.
Are they in 2nd? I can't remember. I know.
Well,
Tyranids
the
had,
Screamer Killers were there, so I assume.
Yeah. Though I actually never looked at how monstrous creatures worked in 2nd edition because I only really played Marines on like Marines, essentially chaos against like basic guys. So you're just playing within like the rules of the game. So I don't know how monsters worked back in 2nd edition. I actually couldn't tell you. I hope they were better than what they were later on, and what they were was not great. That's the end of my rant. I fought too many Carnifexes where I got them down to 1 wound. And they're still at full strength, full fighting strength. Let me shoot their legs off. Let me break their weapons. Let me do something fun, right? Please.
You're crazy.
We'll pass the message along for you, Luka.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Okay, well, the last open vault was extra short, so we made this one extra long. So you're very welcome for that. I am going to sign off now. Happy wargaming. See you all in the next one.